Hello and welcome to Wise Elder Voices, where the wisdom of age meets practical solutions for a safe and fulfilling life. I'm your host, bringing you insights from years of experience, here to empower seniors to thrive on their own terms. Today, we're tackling a pressing topic: what happens if an elderly person has no one to care for them? 5 ways to stay safe living alone. Hooked to a startling reality. Did you know that nearly 27% of U.S. adults over 60 live alone, facing unique risks without a caregiver? Society often assumes seniors need constant supervision, but independence is possible with the right strategies. Backed by research, we'll explore the consequences of lacking care and offer 5 actionable ways to stay safe. Whether you're living alone or supporting someone who is, this video is for you. So grab a comfortable seat and let's discover how to age with confidence. Let's begin. When an elderly person has no one to care for them, the first consequence that can emerge is an increased risk of falls, a silent danger that can turn a simple misstep into a life-altering event. Living alone amplifies this risk, especially after 60, when physical changes like reduced balance and muscle strength become more pronounced. Let's explore why this happens and how it impacts seniors who lack immediate support, setting the stage for safety strategies. Falls are a leading hazard for seniors living alone, with the CDC reporting that 1 in 4 adults over 65 falls annually, resulting in over 3 million emergency room visits. The National Institute on Aging (NIA) notes that as we age, muscle mass declines, sarcopenia affects over 10% of those over 65, and vision or hearing impairments, common in over 20% of seniors per the NIA, increase tripping risks. Without a caregiver to notice hazards or assist after a fall, the consequences escalate. National Church Residences highlights that a fall can lead to fractures or traumatic brain injuries, with over 14,000 fall-related deaths yearly, and if no one is around, a senior might lie helpless for hours, risking further complications like pneumonia. This challenges the societal narrative that aging in place is inherently risky. While risks exist, they're manageable with preparation. The impact on a senior living alone can be profound, both physically and emotionally. AARP emphasizes that falls can cause hip fractures, affecting 300,000 seniors annually, often leading to loss of mobility and independence. 25% of fall victims cannot return home without assistance, per Harvard Health. Emotionally, the fear of falling can lead to isolation, with over 30% of seniors experiencing depression, per the CDC, as they avoid activities to stay safe. Imagine an 80-year-old who loves gardening, only to fall in their yard with no one to help, their confidence shattered and their garden neglected. That's the reality we must address. Critically, the cultural assumption that family care is the only solution overlooks the resilience of seniors who can adapt with the right tools, not just reliance on others. Let's hear from Margaret, a 71-year-old living alone who faced this risk. "I tripped over a rug and fell last year," she shares, her voice steady with resolve. "No one was there to help, and I lay on the floor for hours until a neighbor checked in. It scared me into action. I've made changes since." Margaret's experience underscores a common challenge. Her fall highlighted vulnerability, but it spurred her to seek safety. Her story sets the stage for proactive measures, proving that awareness can lead to empowerment. This increased risk of falls is a call to action, not a sentence to dependence. The lack of immediate care doesn't mean defeat. It means adapting with strategies to stay safe, which we'll explore next. For now, recognize that falls are a real threat, but with the right approach, you can minimize their impact and continue living independently with confidence. The second consequence when an elderly person has no one to care for them is social isolation and loneliness, a silent epidemic that can erode mental and physical health, particularly after 60. Living alone without regular interaction can leave seniors vulnerable to a profound sense of disconnection, a challenge that grows with age. Let's delve into why this happens and how it affects those navigating life solo, paving the way for safety strategies to counter this risk. Social isolation and loneliness affect nearly 27% of U.S. adults over 60 living alone, according to the Pew Research Center, a statistic echoed by National Church Residences. The NIA explains that losing a spouse, friends, or mobility common after 65 reduces social contact, with over 20% of seniors reporting isolation, per the CDC. Without a caregiver to encourage engagement, this isolation deepens, as AARP notes that 77% of seniors prefer aging in place but may withdraw without support. This challenges the societal narrative that solitude is a dignified choice for seniors. Research from HelpGuide.org shows it increases mortality risk by 50% per PLOS Medicine and raises depression rates to over 30% per the AHA. The toll on health is significant, both mentally and physically. The CDC links isolation to a 29% higher risk of heart disease and a 32% increased stroke risk, affecting over 70% and 10% of those over 75 respectively. The NIA adds that loneliness accelerates cognitive decline, with a 50% higher dementia risk, impacting 11% of this age group, while National Church Residences warns of heightened suicide risk. 1 in 5 suicides occurs in those over 65, per NPR. Imagine a 70-year-old who once thrived socially, now sitting alone, their mind foggy and heart strained from lack of connection. That's the reality we must address. Critically, the cultural glorification of independence often ignores the human need for community, but evidence suggests connection is a lifeline, not a luxury. Let's hear from Robert, a 73-year-old living solo who felt this impact. After my wife passed, I stopped going out, he shares, his voice reflecting a shift. I felt so alone, my health declined, and I struggled with memory. A neighbor's invite to a club changed everything. Robert's story highlights a common struggle. Isolation weakened him, but reconnection revived him. His experience underscores the need for proactive steps to stay engaged, setting the stage for safety solutions. This isolation and loneliness signal a need for action, not resignation. Without a caregiver, the risk is real, but it's not insurmountable. Strategies can bridge the gap, ensuring you thrive independently. Let's move forward to explore how to stay safe amidst these challenges. The third consequence, when an elderly person has no one to care for them, is undetected health issues, a silent threat that can worsen without timely intervention, especially after 60. Living alone means there's no one to notice subtle signs of decline, turning minor problems into major crises. Let's examine why this happens and how it impacts seniors navigating life solo, laying the groundwork for safety strategies to address this risk. Undetected health issues arise because seniors living alone lack a daily observer to spot warning signs. The NIA notes that over 42% of seniors with memory decline need help with household tasks, per the CDC, but without support. Symptoms like forgetfulness or fatigue. Early indicators of conditions like dementia, affecting 11% of those over 75, go unnoticed. National Church Residences warns that running out of medications or missing doctor visits, common for 25% of seniors, can lead to life-threatening gaps in care, such as uncontrolled diabetes, impacting 25% of this age group, per the AHA. This challenges the societal narrative that independence means self-sufficiency. HelpGuide.org shows that 77% of seniors prefer aging in place, but isolation can mask health declines, increasing mortality risk by 26%, per the CDC. The impact can be devastating, both physically and emotionally. AARP highlights that undetected issues like high blood pressure, over 60% of seniors are affected, per the NIA, can lead to strokes or heart attacks, with over 25% of cases missed without regular checks. The CDC adds that isolation delays care for infections or chronic conditions, with pneumonia causing 6% of deaths in this age group. Emotionally, the lack of oversight can foster denial, with over 30% of seniors resisting help due to fear of losing autonomy, per Aging Care. calm, leading to a spiral of neglect. Imagine a 69-year-old with chest pain, dismissing it as aging, only to face a heart attack alone. That's the danger we must confront. Critically, the cultural push for self-reliance often ignores the need for external support, but evidence suggests timely detection saves lives. Let's hear from Clara, a 70-year-old living alone who faced this risk. "I felt tired and forgetful but thought it was normal," she shares, her voice tinged with relief. "A neighbor noticed and urged me to see a doctor. It was early diabetes. I got help just in time." Clara's story reflects a common reality. Her health issues went undetected, but a friend's intervention saved her. Her experience highlights the need for safety measures to catch problems early. This undetected health issue underscores a critical vulnerability. Without a caregiver, the risk grows, but it's not a dead end. Strategies can ensure you stay vigilant and healthy. Let's explore how to protect yourself next. The fourth consequence, when an elderly person has no one to care for them, is security risks, a growing concern that can threaten safety and peace of mind, particularly after 60. Living alone without a caregiver leaves seniors vulnerable to crime and accidents, a challenge that escalates with age-related vulnerabilities. Let's delve into why this happens and how it affects those managing life solo, setting the stage for safety strategies to mitigate these dangers. Security risks increase for seniors living alone due to physical limitations and lack of immediate assistance. The NIA notes that over 20% of seniors experience vision or hearing loss, making them targets for scams or break-ins. Over 2 million seniors are victims annually, per the CDC. National Church Residences highlights that isolation reduces awareness of suspicious activity, with 34% of elderly women living alone, per the Pew Research Center, facing heightened risks like theft or assault. AARP adds that homes without regular visitors can appear vacant, inviting burglaries. Over 13.8 million seniors live alone, per the U.S. Census, amplifying this vulnerability. This challenges the societal narrative that independence is always safe. Help Guide. Org shows that 77% of seniors prefer aging in place, but without support, security gaps emerge. The impact can be severe, affecting both safety and emotional well-being. The CDC reports that seniors losing $3 billion yearly to scams, often due to trusting nature or cognitive decline, can lead to financial ruin and isolation. Over 30% face depression, per the AHA. Physical risks, like fires or accidents, escalate without someone to notice hazards. 25% of seniors can't perform daily tasks alone, per Harvard Health, increasing injury risk from unattended issues. Imagine a 72-year-old scammed out of savings or trapped after a kitchen fire with no help. That's the reality we must address. Critically, the cultural emphasis on self-reliance often ignores security needs, but evidence suggests community and technology can bridge the gap. Let's hear from John, a 74-year-old living alone who faced this risk. "I got a call from a scammer asking for my bank details," he shares, his voice cautious. "I nearly fell for it, but a friend checked in and stopped me. It made me realize I needed better security." John's story reflects a common challenge. His isolation exposed him to scams, but support saved him. His experience sets the stage for proactive safety measures. This security risk highlights a pressing need for protection. Without a caregiver, the danger is real, but it's not insurmountable. Strategies can safeguard your home and peace of mind. Let's move forward to explore how to stay safe. The fifth consequence, when an elderly person has no one to care for them, is a lack of emergency support, a critical gap that can turn a sudden health crisis into a life-threatening situation. Especially after 60, living alone without a caregiver means there's no one to respond quickly when help is needed, amplifying the stakes of unexpected events. Let's examine why this happens and how it impacts seniors managing life solo, leading us to safety strategies that can bridge this gap. A lack of emergency support leaves seniors vulnerable during crises, with no immediate aid to mitigate risks. The NIA notes that over 25% of seniors need help with daily activities, per Harvard Health, but without a caregiver, a fall, heart attack, or stroke, causing 25%, 10%, and 6% of deaths in this age group, per the CDC, can go unaddressed for hours. National Church Residences warns that isolation delays response times, with over 14,000 fall-related deaths yearly, and AARP highlights that 40% of U.S. homes lack age-ready features, increasing emergency risks. This challenges the societal narrative that independence negates the need for support. HelpGuide.org shows that 77% of seniors prefer aging in place, but without emergency plans, survival odds drop. The impact can be devastating, both physically and emotionally. The CDC reports that delayed care for heart attacks or strokes reduces survival by 50% if help isn't sought within an hour. While isolation can worsen outcomes, over 20% of seniors face loneliness, per the NIA, leading to higher suicide risk, with 1 in 5 cases in those over 65, per NPR. Emotionally, the fear of being alone in a crisis can lead to anxiety. Over 30% of seniors are affected, per the AHA, causing withdrawal. Imagine a 75-year-old with chest pain, unable to reach help, their life hanging in the balance. That's the vulnerability we must tackle. Critically, the cultural push for self-sufficiency often ignores emergency preparedness, but evidence suggests support systems save lives. Let's hear from Susan, a 73-year-old living alone who faced this risk. "I had a bad fall and couldn't move," she shares, her voice tinged with relief. "A neighbor found me after hours. I was lucky. It pushed me to get a medical alert system." Susan's story reflects a common reality. Her lack of support nearly cost her life, but action changed her outcome. Her experience highlights the need for safety strategies to ensure help is always within reach. This lack of emergency support signals a critical need for action. Without a caregiver, the risk is significant, but it's not a barrier to independence. Practical steps can provide the safety net you deserve. Let's explore 5 ways to stay safe living alone. The first way to stay safe, living alone when you have no one to care for you, is to modify your home for safety, a proactive step to reduce risks and maintain your independence after 60. Your living space can either protect or endanger you, and simple adjustments can make all the difference. Let's explore why this strategy is essential and how to transform your home into a sanctuary of security. Modifying your home addresses the heightened risks seniors face without caregivers. The NIA recommends removing fall hazards like loose rugs and installing grab bars, as falls affect 1 in 4 seniors annually, per the CDC, causing over 3 million ER visits. AARP suggests adding ramps or stair lifts for mobility. Only 5% of U.S. homes have ramps, per the Census Bureau, while National Church Residences highlights that 40% of homes lack age-ready features, increasing injury risks. This challenges the societal narrative that aging in place is unsafe. Evidence from HelpGuide.org shows that 77% of seniors prefer it, and with modifications, 90% can stay home safely, per the NIA. The benefits include physical safety and emotional peace. The CDC notes that home modifications reduce fall risk by 35%, while AARP adds that good lighting and non-slip mats prevent accidents, boosting confidence. Over 30% of seniors fear falling, per the NIA. Imagine moving freely without tripping, your home a haven of control. That's the power of safety upgrades. Critically, the cultural assumption that seniors must adapt to unsafe spaces ignores their right to tailored environments, but research shows customization fosters independence. Let's hear from John, a 74-year-old who modified his home. "I kept falling over rugs," he shares, his voice steady with relief. "I added grab bars and removed clutter. Now I feel secure and independent." John's story reflects a common need. His home posed risks, but changes saved him. He followed AARP's advice, installing bars and improving lighting, consulting a specialist, proving small tweaks enhance safety. So, how can you modify your home? Remove tripping hazards, secure rugs, and clear clutter, as the NIA suggests. Install grab bars near toilets and showers, and add ramps if needed, per AARP, costing $200, $500 per home advisor. Use non-slip mats and bright lights in hallways, as the CDC recommends, and consider a walk-in tub if mobility is limited, per National Church Residences. Consult an occupational therapist for a safety audit, as helpguide.org advises. Modifying your home is your first safety strategy. Adapt your space and live with confidence. The third way to stay safe, living alone when you have no one to care for you, is to maintain an active social life, a vital strategy to combat isolation and enhance your well-being after 60. Without a caregiver, loneliness can creep in, but staying connected offers both emotional support and practical safety. Let's explore why this matters and how to build a social network that keeps you thriving. Maintaining an active social life counters the isolation affecting nearly 27% of U.S. adults over 60 living alone, per the Pew Research Center, as noted by National Church Residences. The NIA explains that social engagement reduces depression risk. Over 30% of seniors are affected, per the CDC, and lowers mortality by 50%, per PLOS Medicine, as helpguide.org cites. AARP adds that regular interaction, like weekly calls, can spot health issues early, with 77% of seniors preferring home living when socially active. This challenges the societal narrative that solitude is a senior's fate. Connection is a lifeline, not a luxury. The benefits include health and safety boosts. The CDC links social activity to a 29% lower heart disease risk and 32% reduced stroke risk, impacting over 70% and 10% of those over 75, per the AHA. The NIA notes it delays cognitive decline. Dementia affects 11% of this group, while National Church Residences highlights that friends can check on you, reducing emergency delays. Imagine enjoying a laugh with friends, your heart strong, your mind sharp. That's the power of connection. Critically, the cultural push for independence often ignores social needs, but evidence shows community saves lives. Let's hear from Margaret, a 71-year-old who built a social life. After my husband passed, I withdrew. She shares, her voice warm with change. I joined a book club, and now I have friends who check in. My health's better, and I feel safe. Margaret's story reflects a common need. Isolation weakened her, but social ties strengthened her. She followed helpguide.org's advice, attending weekly meetings, proving connection enhances safety. So, how can you maintain an active social life? Schedule regular contact, call a friend weekly, as the NIA suggests. Join a community, enroll in a senior center or hobby group, like gardening, for 2 to 3 hours weekly, per AARP. Volunteer, offer skills at a charity, as the CDC recommends, for 1 to 2 hours monthly. Use video calls if mobility is limited, per National Church Residences. Maintaining an active social life is your third safety strategy. Stay connected and live with joy. The fourth way to stay safe living alone when you have no one to care for you is to engage in gentle exercise, a practical step to strengthen your body and reduce health risks after 60. Without a caregiver to monitor your well-being, staying active ensures you remain mobile and resilient. Let's explore why this strategy is crucial and how to make it a safe, enjoyable part of your routine. Gentle exercise addresses the physical vulnerabilities of living alone. The NIA recommends 150 minutes of moderate activity weekly, like walking or chair yoga, reducing fall risk by 23%, per the National Council on Aging, as falls affect 1 in 4 seniors annually, per the CDC. AARP notes that exercise improves balance and muscle strength. Sarcopenia impacts over 10% of those over 65, per the WHO, while National Church Residences highlights that it lowers heart disease risk, affecting over 70% of those over 75 per the AHA. This challenges the societal narrative that seniors should rest. Movement enhances safety, with 90% of active seniors maintaining independence per the NIA. The benefits include physical safety and mental uplift. The CDC links exercise to a 30% reduction in chronic disease risk, while HelpGuide.org adds that it boosts mood, countering depression in over 30% of seniors per the NIA. Imagine walking with ease, your joints supported, your spirit lifted. That's the power of gentle movement. Critically, the cultural push for inactivity often ignores this, but evidence shows activity preserves autonomy. Let's hear from Susan, a 73-year-old who embraced this habit. "I felt weak living alone," she shares, her voice bright with change. "I started 15-minute walks daily, and now I'm steadier, less worried about falls." Susan's story reflects a common need. Inactivity risked her safety, but exercise strengthened her. She followed the CDC's advice, walking with a friend, consulting her doctor. Proven movement enhances security. So, how can you engage in gentle exercise? Start with walking. 15 Muddy's Dainies Adonai suggests, at a pace you can talk at. Try chair yoga, stretch arms overhead for 5 reps, holding 10 seconds per AARP 3-4 times weekly. Use supportive shoes, as National Church Residences advises, and avoid evening workouts to prevent sleep disruption per HelpGuide.org. Consult your doctor if you have health concerns. Engaging in gentle exercise is your 4th safety strategy. Move safely and thrive. The 5th way to stay safe, living alone when you have no one to care for you, is to create an emergency plan, a proactive measure to ensure help arrives swiftly after 60. Without a caregiver, unexpected crises can be overwhelming, but a solid plan can be your lifeline to independence. Let's explore why this strategy is essential and how to put it into action to protect yourself. An emergency plan addresses the critical need for support during crises. The NIA notes that over 25% of seniors need help with daily tasks per Harvard Health, and without a plan, a fall, heart attack, or fire, causing 25%, 6%, and 1% of deaths per the CDC, can be fatal if delayed. AARP recommends a plan with emergency contacts and procedures, reducing response time by 20% per Medical Guardian data. National Church Residences adds that 13.8 million seniors live alone per the U.S. Census, making preparedness vital. This challenges the societal narrative that seniors must rely on others. Planning empowers autonomy, as HelpGuide.org shows, with 77% of seniors preferring home living when prepared. The benefits include rapid response and peace of mind. The CDC highlights that plans with medical alert systems save lives. Over 14,000 fall deaths occur yearly, while AARP notes reduced anxiety, affecting over 30% of seniors per the NIA. Imagine a sudden illness, with your plan ensuring help arrives, your independence intact. That's the power of preparation. Critically, the cultural focus on family care often overlooks personal readiness, but evidence shows planning enhances safety. Let's hear from Margaret, a 75-year-old who created a plan. "I had a bad fall with no one around," she shares, her voice tinged with relief. "I made an emergency kit and got an alert system. Now I feel secure." Margaret's story reflects a common need. Her isolation risked her life, but planning saved her. She followed AARP's advice, listing contacts and installing a device, consulting her doctor. Proven preparedness works. So, how can you create an emergency plan? List emergency contacts, family, neighbors, doctors, near phones, as the NIA suggests. Install a medical alert system with fall detection per AARP and test it monthly. Prepare a kit, water, food, flashlight, meds for 72 hours, As the CDC recommends, practice your plan. Simulate a call per national church residences and update it yearly. Consult your doctor for health-specific needs per helpguide.org. Creating an emergency plan is your fifth safety strategy. Be prepared and live with peace. And there you have it. The consequences of having no one to care for you as an elderly person living alone, from falls to security risks, and 5 powerful ways to stay safe. Modifying your home, using medical alert systems, maintaining an active social life, engaging in gentle exercise, and creating an emergency plan. These steps can empower you to thrive independently, proving that aging alone doesn't mean aging unsafely. If this video has inspired you to take control of your safety, please give it a thumbs up. It helps us reach more seniors like you. Share it with friends and loved ones to spread this life-saving wisdom. Subscribe to Wise Elder Voices for more senior health tips, and hit the bell to stay updated. Stay safe, stay strong. Your best days are ahead. See you next time.